Cersei Lannister was the first-born child of Lord Tywin and Lady Joanna Lannister. Yet because she was born a woman, she had no inheritance rights, and it would be her twin brother Jaime that would be heir to their ancestral home of Casterly Rock. Cersei would resent this her entire life, and quickly came to realize manipulation of others could be her sole avenue to true authority. When the twin Lannisters were 8 years old, their mother Joanna died giving birth to their younger brother Tyrion. Both Cersei and her father blamed Tyrion for her death, with Cersei believing him to be a monster because he was born a dwarf. Only young Jaime Lannister would treat the child with kindness, a true brother and friend. Though Cersei would never forgive Tyrion, her loathing for him was matched only by her love for Jaime. At a young age, the twins began to experiment with each other, which as they developed into adults became a deeply romantic love. Early on in their youth, a servant discovered them together, and their mother had them separated, hoping it was a phase that would easily pass. But their relationship would endure, and though they were forced into secrecy, they would remain together for most of their lives. When Cersei was a girl, she traveled with her friend Melara Heatherspoon to a wise woman whom they called Maggie the Frog. It was said the old woman had the gift of prophecy. She told young Cersei that she would be queen, though her marriage would be loveless, and that one day a younger, more beautiful queen would usurp her position. Cersei was also told she would eventually be killed by her younger brother, who she assumed to be Tyrion. The prophecy terrified Cersei until her friend Melara convinced her they would not come true if they never again spoke about what was said. Melara died shortly after that conversation, and it is possible Cersei committed the crime to eliminate the only witness to the prophecy. Years later, her father Tywin would seek to arrange a marriage between Cersei and a young Prince Rhaegar Targaryen, heir to the Iron Throne. She became infatuated with the man and longed to be his queen, but Rhaegar's father, King Aerys, refused the marriage, instead choosing Elia Martell of Dorne to be the royal heir's bride. Cersei was devastated and Tywin angered, but when Robert Baratheon rebelled against House Targaryen, the Lannisters saw an opportunity to regain the throne. Tywin remained neutral for much of the Civil War, but when it became clear that Robert would win, he moved his army to the capital city and sacked it in Robert's name. He then eliminated the Targaryen heirs, thereby securing Robert's throne and gaining power and influence for himself. He used this influence to arrange a marriage between Robert and Cersei, at last putting a Lannister on the throne. And though Cersei was happy at first, eager to be his queen, she would come to loathe Robert, feeling him to be an uncaring and unfaithful drunk. Officially, they had 3 children together, their eldest and heir, Joffrey Baratheon, their only girl, Myrcella Baratheon, and their youngest boy, Tommen Baratheon. And though all believed them to be Robert's legitimate children, they were in fact the blonde-haired children of Lannister incest, born from the union of Cersei and Jaime, who was serving in the royal palace as a king's guard. After the death of her husband, Cersei moved swiftly to unravel a plot against her son by the hand of the king, Eddard Stark. Lord Stark had discovered the true parentage of her children, but she was able to have him arrested, thereby securing the throne for an increasingly unbalanced and violent young Joffrey Baratheon. Cersei tried to wield power through her son, but found it a near impossible task, made more so by the arrival of Lady Margaery Tyrell, her son's betrothed. A beautiful and equally manipulative young woman, Cersei identified her as an immediate threat. During the wedding feast of her son, King Joffrey is murdered. Cersei accuses her younger brother Tyrion of the crime. She arranges for his execution, but Tyrion manages to escape the city, killing their father Lord Tywin before leaving. Cersei grows increasingly unstable after the death of her son and father. She attempted to destroy Margaery, who was now in line to marry and thereby steal away Cersei's only remaining boy, the now king Tommen Baratheon. Yet Cersei's attempts at cunning and manipulation would fail, and Margaery would win their struggle for power and leave Cersei humiliated and utterly vanquished. She was last seen in the company of her uncle, Kevan Lannister, Tywin's younger brother. Cersei was humble and meek as she had never been before.